Will I ever finish my Minecraft house? No. I want to procrastinate instead by collecting materials and getting a nightmare which I stumbled upon off camera. So while I deal with that horsing around in the background, I want to read you some Christmas stories. Some good, some bad, some a little dramatic. Sit back, relax, and enjoy. Our first story is titled, "We're Missing the Pork We Just Cooked." My big sister and I believe were around the age of 8 and 11 when this story took place. During Christmas, our father would always be stressed about food, and as well as our mother. He would do the meats and our mum would do the add-ons and dessert. We had a full table this Christmas, which meant around 12 people, including ourselves. So our father had made one giant roasted pork, as it is Danish tradition to eat it during Christmas. Since the pork couldn't be in the oven at the same time, it was split into 2 portions, 2 equally big lumps. My sister and I wanted to help our parents this year so that they would have a stress-free Christmas. So when the pork was done, we would be the ones to serve it, and our parents trusted us with the task. My sister goes into the kitchen first, then comes out with a look on her face. She tells me to follow her, so I do. She shuts the door to the kitchen and tells me, "The dog took the pork." "What?" I replied. "Belle took the pork. She's eating it in our parents' bedroom right now. I took away most of it, but we're a pork down." "What do we do?" I asked. "We act like nothing. We just act like we chopped up all the pork on one plate and serve it. I don't want Dad and Mom to be stressed, so we will tell them nothing until after." Alright. She being the older sibling, I trusted her the most, so I did as told and acted like nothing had happened. But true enough, our border collie had yoinked an entire half pork and eaten it with a smile on her face. Only later we told our parents when all the guests had gone home. They were surprised and laughed. They appreciated our way of handling the situation and we were praised. Sure, if they had known it in the moment, they would have acted otherwise. But now that the moment was way past, it is all but laughs. This is a dear memory to us now, especially since Belle is no longer with us. Now we look at all the porks with a smile on our face and a laugh to follow. This next story is called "Our Cat Wanted a Share." This story happened a couple of years back. We were a small party gathered for Christmas. Everything was served and we were ready to eat. However, none of us even thought of what came next. It had never happened before, so why would it happen tonight? Our cat wanted to join in on the celebration and jumped on the dining table. Usually, cats are very graceful and careful creatures. But this fatty chose to sit and have a tail touch everything. Everything written in caps lock. We tried to shoo her off the table, but she smelled that duck, gravy, salt. I can't even blame her. In the end, she gave up, but we had to keep an eye out for eating furballs for the rest of the night. Short but funny story, because I could definitely see that happening with our cat. This next story is titled, "I Surprised My Parents with an Early Christmas Present." This story dates a few years back. My parents have been there for me through thick and thin. Even when I came out as a transgender, they loved me even more. I'm around 20 at the time when the story takes place. I didn't earn a lot on my part-time job, and my parents were scraping as well. But that Christmas, I wanted to truly show them that I love them. They had a smaller TV, but they used it every day, obviously as they do with TVs. And they binged what series, not to mention, we watched Game of Thrones together when it premiered. But the TV was getting, well, old. You know when you can see the screen in the corners almost melt? That type of old. Okay, yikes, that is old. I wrote to my best friend and asked her, "Hey, I need a favor. Can you help me with this?" I had ordered a TV that we had to go and pick up. Yes, a brand new flat screen TV, bigger than the previous one they've had. Yes, it was expensive. But I show love in forms of gifts, and this was my way of saying thank you. Thank you for everything. So my friend helped me transport the TV and we placed it in our basement in a secret. This is until a month or so before Christmas. I told my parents, I have a gift for you. I brought them into the basement and gave them the TV. A premiere was coming up and I wanted them to enjoy it on the new TV. I've never seen my mom cry in the way she did, or the look of pride on my father's face. I love my parents and I truly wanted them to experience the love I felt from them every day. This is such a sweet story. It's not the value of the present, but the act of the present itself. And I'm also happy that you were able to come out to your parents as transgender as well. We do love that support. Now we have one final story, one a little more spice than the rest, titled, His Dad Broke His Present. Dun dun dun. I have a nephew with a really bad father. I am trying my best not to swear. Well, that's off to a good start then. I make props as my hobby. I'm a LARPer, a live-action role player. And my nephew had found out. Obviously, he was very interested in my hobby, because not everyone have props hanging on their walls. So I wanted to craft him his own LARP sword. Mind you, these swords are made for swinging and harmless action. They are not crafted to actually harm anyone. And they do not easily break if made properly. Now, nothing is kids-proof. Kids will always find a way to break things. Amen. But my nephew was so amazed by LARPing that I truly doubt he broke it. Yes, spoilers. Christmas comes around, and I have made a sword with my nephew's initials in runes carved into the foam, a hand-braided hilt, and a silver finish. Talk dirty to me. Let's just say he was stoked. The happiness in his eyes when he saw his own LARP sword. Of course my sister gave me the eye, but I assured her he won't break stuff around the house. Well, I know I can't ever guarantee it, but I trust the kid. He has that autism spectrum of energy where we don't break what we love. Anyway, I think about 2 weeks passed when I got the text from my sister. Can you fix the sword? It broke. In my mind, I was very confused. Sure, bring it next time. Why did it break? He was too violent with the sword, is her response. In my mind, I can't figure out what she meant. What in the world did they have he could hit? That he could hit so hard that it would break. It has a fiberglass core. That stuff don't just break. I finally get my hands on the sword about a month later, and the father explained that he was hitting the tree in the backyard for practice. While I can imagine that, the sword showed no signs of bark or damage. Damage like that anyway. The foam was ripped, yes, and the stick of fiberglass was poking out. It could be damaged from hitting something, but I know my crafting, that was not the case. I could not figure out what had ripped this sword apart. But I decided not to fix it until I knew what exactly had happened. Now so far, it is all speculation that the dad had something to do with it. But the story just didn't add up to me. When I asked my nephew what he had done with the sword, he said that he had practiced with it, but he would never be so violent with it that it broke, and he was very sad about it. So to me, it sounded like he didn't know how it broke, which just adds more suspicion. I never really got clear answers as to the truth of the story, only years later. After my sister had split from the butt face, that was a swear word. After my sister split from the butt face, she did explain to me, oh right, yeah, he broke it. He was jealous of your gift, so he broke it. I have since then wanted to give my nephew a new one, but right now it doesn't seem like the right time. Maybe in the future I will bring him LARPing. That's the end of the story. Damn. That's insane that it took years to figure out the truth behind that story. That's wild. But I'm sure that your nephew will enjoy LARPing with you because... So I understand that you say that he has that autism spectrum of energy. I have that too with my stuff. I'm like, yes, thank you. I will never harm it. It's just the truth. Damn, these were some good stories, everyone. If you have more, please share them in the comments section below, and I would be glad to include them in my future storytime videos. I enjoy reading how you experienced Christmas, drama or not, good or bad stories. This is just something that brings a smile to my face reading. It's interesting. So please keep them coming. If you have more to share, please let me know. And I hope you have a very, very pleasant December.